Hi guys, Stuger here with a new video, and we are going to talk about the balancing changes coming to Tuesday, today for NA and tomorrow for EU. And I'm actually kind of disappointed because I kind of foresee it, and I thought Blizzard were going to give me wrong, but here we go. So we're going to talk about mages and paladin, but mostly because paladin, I think mages, their nerfs are not justified, and I hope they are like not going to apply in PvP. But I have probably all the reasons to think that they are going to do that as well in PvP. But anyways, the mage nerfs are pretty much 5% damage nerf on all abilities. Frame Strike and Flame Pledge are not applicable because you're not really doing Flame Strike to do damage in PvP. And Sun King's Blessings also is nerfed, which you are not taking. You're taking the other talent that improves the damage on Fireball, Pyroblast, Fire Blast I think also, while in Combust. So 5% less damage, which is a shame, but they don't really need the damage. I think it's hugely a survivability problem, not really a damage problem for Fire Mage. Frost Mages got nerfed on the AoE talents and AoE abilities. I think that's also a non-factor. And Arcane Mages got nerfed all across the board, except Arcane Barrage damage increased by 3%, which is quite nice, although Resonance got nerfed. But you have a nerf on Arcane Orb, which is something that can do some quite good damage. So they're not going to feel it too much, but I think they do need survivability over the potential damage nerfs that he got for PvP, but that's mostly for PvE anyways. Now, the elephant in the room, you saw the title, they nerfed Holy Paladins already 1 week after the rework, and mostly 1 week before any other spec that is actually going to be busted in PvP. Holy Paladin being nerfed also opens up to other specs being that much stronger. And again, we have a problem with boomies, and I think Holy Paladin were the one spec that actually could rival boomies. But it is what it is. All healing decreased by 8%. That is huge. 8% is not nothing, it's an aura nerf, so anything you're doing is 8% nerfed. Holy Shock, Glimmer, what else? Like everything is nerfed by 8%. All damage decreased by 12%, which is also huge. Let's say you did 1 million damage, it's going to be decreased by 12%, and still it can be decreased even more because again you're not going to apply more damage because you will be thinking that you will have to heal more because of the decrease on healing. So it's a ripple effect where you will not like lose only 12%, you will lose more over the course of a match. Tear Deliverance, which is nerfed by 15%, which I think is the right approach. I think Tear Deliverance should have been nerfed, Touch of Light should be nerfed, but I think the rest should have been untouched. That's my opinion. I think there are other ways to actually like carry nerfs, or just in general, I would think healers going up to the level of Holy Paladin would have been better for the meta, and maybe reduce the dampening in Soul Shuffle by a bit, and nerf the dampening a bit more in trees. And I think in twos the dampening is still high enough to matter. But I know that the games are quite long, because they are quite long, but that's like applicable for the high-end players. Like in low elo, still people are dying left, right, and center. In mid elo, like in average elo also, I would even say till 2.2k, you will have a lot of people actually dying left, right, and center in Soul Shuffle. And then, of course, the people that are very experienced as a healer, they're going to have a lot more tools to work with as a Holy Paladin and have longer games. But it is what it is. I think you cannot balance the game around DPSs being that much stronger than healer right now. But that's not it. I think they're also going to nerf the regeneration on mana in PvP combat. The nerf is by 30%. So it's a big ripple effect. That will mean that you're going to get as a Holy Paladin. You're going to think, but Togre, we are not getting I think 30% is fair. That's right. I think the combination on the healing that you will have to produce even more to keep up, the Deliverance, which was a big part of your healing as well, top 4 healing, without one ability, it was very OP. Plus the mana regen, you will be spamming more heals, you will be spamming more damage to have meaningful damage, and that will result you to actually have a lot less mana at the end of the game. This is actually very big. I think it's overkill. It's not going to destroy Holy Paladin. I think it's still going to be very strong, but I think they should have went another way. It's not like it's going to be D tier or C tier. I'm not going to be like exaggerating. I think a lot of my peers are going to exaggerate on that. They're still going to be fine. I think instead of being S+, it will be now S tier. I think it's a good thing that they're nerfing, but it will be a ripple effect. They're going to nerf the healing, the decreased damage, the tier, and also the mana regen. They're going to see that it is not going to be enough, and they're going to overkill it very soon. And what I would have liked is that they nerf like 2 specific things. Maybe the judgment, like the decrease in damage, maybe that. And maybe denounce to be like a lower duration on the crit damage proportion. And that's it. I think that would have been like a big thing. I think mana being more manageable for Holy Paladins is something that they cannot deserve. Like all expansion, even Shadowlands, they get too quickly. So I think that would be like something good for Holy Paladins to have, like something that they can work for and have no mana problems with it. But it is what it is. We'll see how it will be like mana-wise, meta-wise. I think they're going to be still fine because of the meta and because of how the meta shapes and because of the tool that they got. I think the rework is still a fantastic success and you can have a lot of fun with it. Although they nerfed it, I think you still can have a lot of success with it. I think it's still probably top 2 healer at the moment, but the problem is you have to buff the other healers instead of nerfing the top healers. You should have brought those disc priests back up, those resto shamans back up, those mistweavers back up, those holy priests is like fine right now, but resto druids is not fine. I think it's not fine to get that quickly in solo shuffle and have little to no throughput, except if you're like spamming heals. You cannot do cyclones or you're going to like go behind, kept behind, or the same for a bash. You cannot bash into a clone because you're losing so many GCDs, and imagine if you get interrupted on a clone. That's very big. So I think they could have done way more. Also nerfing boomies would have been something very logical. I think they can just start by reducing the full moon damage and the half moon damage. I think new moon being high, why not? I don't care. But again, they should have like touched a few things on boomies. I think they should have touched maybe something on Shadow Priest as well, because it's starting to be a problem as well. I think boomies are getting nerfed. Shadow Priest is the next best thing, pretty much. But anyways, this is pretty much how I see. But yeah, let me know what you think about these nerfs. I think these nerfs are uncalled for. I think it's not that good. They should have done way more, and they should have done more buffs. I think those 2 nerfs, it's written PvE. Like this is PvE, man. This is purely PvE. I think in PvP the healing is not that supreme. At the end of the game, you're not like putting 10 million more healing towards your allies. That's not happening. What's happening is more like you have more tools, which makes you able to heal those things. And you have a lot more burst healing, a lot more mana regen, a lot more mana like management, and a lot less mana problems. But I think overall, they should have done like something else. This is really this is a PvE change, man. And this is like PvP change. I get it. You don't get and a lot of healers are getting versus you, especially in 3s. In solo shuffle, you don't really have the time to get most of the time. But this is like a bit sad, man. Especially the damage proportion. I think damage wise, it's fun to have the ability to do damage as a healer, and they should actually bring all the healers to that level. And have like, I know that you have to have some differences to make it flavorful, but I think the judgment, reducing the damage done to the enemy, to your allies, for example, like Mind Blast from Disc Priest, is fantastic. They should like bring it for Holy Priest, they should bring it for Resto Shamans, they should bring it for Resto Druids, they should bring it for anyone really. To a certain extent, something that is very spammable, because it helps to heal first and foremost, it helps to be very active, it helps you to be proactive. And that's something that the healers should be able to do, being a proactive healer, and not like Resto Druids being you're hotting and then you're going to line for a few seconds and then you're going to hot and regrowth spam because you have problems to keep up allies because they nerfed Verdant Infusion for some reason. So I don't know, man. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. I think, again, my guide that I made on Holy Paladin is unchanged. They didn't change something like fundamental that makes you think that you have to change your talents for more healing or less damage or whatever. It does kill melee wings though. Less damage means less healing, so they hit melee wings with it. So I don't know why they did that, but they did that, and melee wings is not meta at the moment. I'm probably one of the only Holy Paladins I actually play with more melee wings like constantly. Like I think the meta right now is caster wings. I'm not like saying that I'm the only one, but I think I'm the only one talking about it on video. Like I've searched a few videos about Holy Paladins and nobody really talked about melee wings. So it's a direct nerf for me because that's the only place I really like about Holy Paladin though. Caster wings, I never really liked it. But it is what it is. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. So I hope they can actually fix it by buffing healers tonight, maybe. I do not know. Depends, maybe it's not like complete and they will complete it, but I think it's pretty much complete, and that will be the patch for this week, which is kind of sad. It's a very little patch. Good thing is you have conquest boxes now, so you will be able to transfer your conquest to another tune. So if you do not like the nerfs and you want to actually jump ship, which you should not do, because I think Holy Paladin is still going to be strong, and I think they're still going to be top 2 minimum, because the current landscape is not permitting this crease to be strong. It's not possible. Resto Shaman, their totems gets one-shotted by Holy Paladin, Glimmer of Light, and Holy Shock procs. So yeah, I mean, even the healers that should be able to rival a Holy Paladin, they are in a nerf state, so there is no competition for Holy Paladin right now and Holy Priest. But yeah, hopefully they are going to buff it. They're going to do a few changes to have like great opportunities. Anyways, thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate you. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet, and we will catch you very soon in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.